we will kick off. So starting on the door, just hold on to it, kicking your leg behind and then kicking your hips out. Okay, trying to form as much of a bow as you can. Bit of crackling, get rid of that. So yeah, so we'll go back to that one. So foot behind, really kicking the hips out, arching as much as you can. Make sure your hips are still facing directly in front of you, and you'll get stretch all down this side. And going to the other side, foot behind. Good. Gonna go once more. And then back again. Back to the other side. Good, going onto the floor, we're going to go into our 90-90, but going to keep it very active. So going from one over the knee, rotating to the other side, over the knee. So it's getting a bit of a stretch through the glutes. And we're going to go 3 each side before we're going to go into a hold. Once more, pivoting round, hold the stretch. Now we're going to go up and rotate. So push yourself as tall as you can and rotate at the same time. And then back to the other side. Rotate, push yourself up, keep trying to walk your hands around, get as far round as you can. Good, okay. Next bit we're going to do by a wall. So if you've got access to a wall, brilliant. Don't necessarily need one, but it does help for a better stretch. So outside leg is your front leg is your outside leg, I should say. Reach up to the wall and round, and then just push your hip forward. So I'm squeezing the bum. I'm not just arching my back. I'm trying to activate my bum muscles to push my hips forward. And then I'm just going to increase the stretch on my chest and keep pushing forward. Right, I'm going to come back round, and then I'm going to circle again, squeeze the bum, push the hip forward. Keep trying to rotate. Then up we go to the top, climbing high at the wall. Squeezing forward with the bum still, you get a good stretch through your side, through your hip. And just relaxing, bringing your arm up over your head and then just arcing over. So if I show you at the camera, so now I'm going to try and arc over. So bigger stretch to my side. Now I'm just going to go back to the wall. We're going to go back to the first one. So reach up high on the wall. And then we're going to go to the arc again. So reach it high, squeeze the bum forward, bring your hand down behind your head and arc over. So I'm going to reach up high again. So just try and extend up through, and then I'm going to arc over. Over to the other side. So the outside leg is your front leg. Circle round, push the hips forward. And then back down. Circle round, palm on the wall, push your hips forward. Keep squeezing the hips forward. And then reaching up high. Keep climbing high. Hand down behind your head, and then just arc over again. and then reach up high once more, and then arc over. Okay, going into a big stride, we're going to go into that big super stretch. We're going to go through twice. So we're going to drop our elbow to our ankle. We're going to rotate up. And then we're going to drop back down again. Elbow to ankle. And then reaching up. I'm going to put my hands back on the floor. I'm just going to bring my foot to the other hand. So I'm going to try and do it on the move. Elbow down to ankle. And then reach up high. Elbow down to ankle. And then reach up high. So have a slight twist now. Now you're going to go back to your starting position. And we're going to try and rotate the other way. Okay? So before I just rotated towards my leg, I'm going to rotate away from my leg. Slightly different feeling. Bit more challenging. Back down we go, and then rotate again that way. Back to the other side, and same thing. Rotate away from the leg, and down. Again, rotate, and down. Okay, now we're just going to start on our sides, so on our knees. We're going to just slide our foot out and sit back into a lunge, side lunge, and then we're just going to push the hip through and stand up. Slide it back, sit back down, squeeze up through the bum, push the hip forward, slide back down again, squeeze the hip forward, stand tall. To the other side. Slide the foot out, sit back, squeeze the hips forward, stand tall, slide back, push the hips forward, stand tall. One more time, out we go. So everything's a bit more dynamic today. Pushing the hips forward. If you're struggling to do that, just hold it and then just push your hips forward in that position. So it won't be as much slidey, just up and down. Okay. Now we're just going to go into our squat mobility. So going underneath our balls of our foot, sitting down into our squat. Hopefully you feel a lot more comfortable in this now. Extending the legs through, pulling on the feet, pushing down, pulling the chest through, up again. Down we go. Really feel a stretch on the back of your hamstrings, back of them, the hamstring. And go into there. Okay, standing up. So a bit more movement now. Gonna go reverse lunge and a reach over. So you're gonna keep it quite dynamic. It's all gonna be synced together, really arcing over. Try and get as much bend on the spine as you can. Just going to go for about 12 reps. I think that's about it. And now we're going to go into a forward lunge. I want you to land with your heel land, rotate, and then push off your heel backwards. Stride out, lunge land, heel land, push back up. Heel land, rotate, push back up. Heel land, rotate. And we're going through about 12 again. Fire engine. Okay, I'm popping back up. So taking it on now, you're going to do 2 balancing exercises, which are really good going up through the legs, great for hip stability. So you're just going to balance on one foot with a straight leg. You're going to extend the leg out, you're going to go out to the side, and then you're going to turn your hips and go out diagonally back. Out in front, out to the side, rotate, open up. And you're going to try and do this all without making an error. Put your foot down, and you're going to do it without leaning over. You're going to try and stay over this balancing leg. I'm going to do it 8 times. This is 4th rep for me. Two to go. And then we're going to swap legs. There we go. Keep going back to the midpoint of the leg. You might start to see which leg you might need to do a bit more work on than the other. So mine's definitely my right leg. A lot harder to balance on than my left. So again, 8 on each side. Take your time with it. Balancing legs, should be doing lots of twitching. You're trying to grip the floor with your foot, but not screw your toes up. Imagine trying to suction the floor up. Build an arch. Good. And then taking the balance on a step further. Imagine we've got a pole running through our body. We're going to do a single leg deadlift. As soon as the chest tips forward, we're going to hinge at the hips and the foot's going to go back as well. I'm going to come up through a high knee. And we're going to go through 8 to the side, hopefully without an error. Nice clean shapes. So on the way down, you're feeling tension in the back of the leg, and then you're trying to snap up through the movement with your bum. One more rep, and we're going to swap sides. So hinging over, snapping up with the bum, bringing your knee high. And one more rep. Good, hope you're all feeling not just looser, but I feel like you're moving better. Muscles, the right muscles are working. So all done for today.